Hello everyone, my name is Os, and welcome back to the Reddit series on this channel, the only series on my channel because I am a Reddit channel. Alright, so today we'll be looking at some ProRevenge stories, as this is a super popular subreddit, and I think there's good reason for it. Whatever makes people mad is whatever people will flock to, because we are negative beings. I need to start planning on my intros. I have no idea what I'm saying in these. Hippity hoppity, you damaged my property. You damaged my property. Bippity boppity, I'm calling the Coppity. Bippity boppity boo, they're taking your kids too. This is gonna be a good story. I apologize in advance for the length. Too long didn't read is at the end. And for those of you guys curious, here's what it looks like. This happened shortly after college. My mom is a retired disabled woman who now owns her house on a quiet residential cul-de-sac. She has lived there longer than anyone else. Her neighbor has designated parking spaces at the end of the cul-de-sac, all with their addresses painted on the parking space. My mom doesn't get out much, so I use her designated parking space. At the time, we lived in the same city and I visited her weekly to bring her groceries, fix broken things, cook for her, etc. My mom parked her car in the backyard of her house since she went out so little. Mom kept busy by gardening or baking/buying cookies for the children on the street. Mom's neighbor, Ivy, never parked well. Whenever I stopped by, her car was always parked so close to my car that I had to park on the curb. I wouldn't have cared about Ivy's poor parking but for two things. She had 4 or 5 kids and had parties almost every single weekend, leaving trash in mom's yards. 2. I absolutely love my car. It's a 2016 metallic ice blue Dodge Challenger Hellcat. The first car I have ever purchased brand new. I washed that car once a week, detailed the interior, and had rules against eating, drinking, or even leaving trash in my car. It was my pride and joy. Mom had called the police throughout Ivy's residence because of the parties. Ivy's guests would fill up the cul-de-sac with their cars, obstructing traffic, and get into loud, drunk fights at and after midnight. I often found empty beer bottles, those things, cigarette butts, and whatever the heck those things are, because I have no idea how to do drugs, on the fence between the properties, mostly on Ivy's side of the fence. This is all important information. One Saturday while having dinner at mom's house, I heard a loud crash and my car alarm went off. I went outside to see Ivy's older model Honda Accord back out of her parking space and speed down the street. Ivy's Accord had a dent in the front bumper to the door and a headlight was popped out. I approached my Challenger with trepidation and screamed in anguish at what I saw. My car, my beautiful 3-week-old car with less than 500 miles on it, had a dent stretching from the passenger's door to the front bumper, and the right front wheel was tilted at a 30-degree angle. I was livid, and in anguish as I called the police, filed an online claim with my insurance, and arranged for a tow truck to take my damaged car to the dealership. The estimated cost of repairs came out to $3,400 US. Its total cost of repairs was eventually $6,500 US. I had a low insurance deductible, $100 US, but my car was parked and Ivy owed for the damages. For 2 weeks, I knocked on Ivy's door or waited for her to come home. She stopped driving her damaged Accord and either rented or borrowed a Ford Fusion. When she came home, she didn't answer the door. When she wasn't, she stayed away until my rental car, a Dodge Charger, left mom's parking space. I left a note on Ivy's door for her to call me, but only received harassing calls from restricted phone numbers or people blaring horns into my ear when I answered. The revenge. About 2 weeks after the incident, Ivy's children came to mom's house for some cookies. I noticed that the 2 of them had bruises around their eyes. If Ivy hadn't hit my car, I still would have done what I did, but maybe not as underhandedly. I had mom take pictures of the children, but waited until the next party to strike. Ivy had a party that night or the night after. Mom called me to let me know and I installed an app onto my phone that gave me a fake phone number. I called 911 and reported the party. There's a loud party at 1007 Mountain Drive and I'm worried because the children are all around these drunk adults. Please hurry. Mom called to let me know the police have arrived. I drove to her house, stopping by the grocery store first so that appeared to be the reason. and saw Ivy and her boyfriend Bane already sitting in the back of a squad car. From a news broadcast that night, I found out that Bane had warrants out for his arrest. Initially, the charges were disorderly conduct and disturbing the peace. However, Mom turned over the photos of the children, anonymously mailing them through the post office with Ivy's address and name as the return address. Less than a week later, Ivy and Bane were charged with child abuse charges. I think Bane was charged with more severe charges as well as for abusing Ivy's daughter. Either way, the children ended up in foster care, and Ivy and Bane ended up in prison. Dang, that is ProRevenge for you guys right there. What a great story to start off the first episode of the subreddit on my channel. And yeah, I can't say where these people come from. You just wonder, like, who started it all? Who decided that I would raise my children so badly that they become these people, and then those people train their children to be terrible, and it's just a never-ending line of stupidity. And I guess this is really the only way to stop that cycle, is to just completely cut them short in their tracks, and well, ProRevenge is there to do that for you guys. Sorry for the shorter video today, guys. I didn't have nearly as much time to read as much as I wanted, but I will be uploading one daily, so you know, I'll make sure to try to make my future videos longer, as long as my life doesn't get in the way. So make sure to stay tuned, and make sure to like and subscribe so you guys get notifications for the next video that comes out, hopefully tomorrow. And I will see you guys in the next video.